What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We are looking at the Thursday night main slate starting at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time over on DraftKings. That is a 5-game main slate, maybe. As you can see, there are 4 games with the rain weather symbol of the 5. And as someone who lives in Boston, I can tell you that I highly, highly doubt that the Baltimore Orioles Boston Red Sox game is going to play. We are getting nor'easter conditions in May over the next couple of days here. Winds approaching 50 miles an hour, rain throughout the weekend. And if you look at weather.com, at least for now, the hourly weather report is basically 100% chance of rain from noon all the way until Friday. So my guess is that Baltimore-Boston does not play. There's also, again, rain potentially in Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Washington that we have to worry about here. So we'll do our best. We'll break it down as if these games are going to play, because you never know. Things could change, but be prepared that we could be dealing with a shorter slate. There is a 4-game early slate. FanDuel is like breaking them up. DraftKings giving you a 4-game slate, so you can play that as well. You can get in our Discord if you have any questions on your lineups for that. Grande, you're going to be the man challenged with writing the playbook for this slate. Some interesting spots. I imagine you're happy to see your guy, AJ Smith-Shawver, up at the top here, $9,800. You have a returning George Kirby at $8,800 and Jack Flaherty's at $83. Those are your top priced starting pitchers on this slate. Are we just going right back to the Ass Man?
Yeah, Smith-Shawver looks really good at $9,800. The strikeouts have been up, pitching deep into games, hits have been non-existent for opponents. Everything has looked great. Washington is a powerful lineup at the top, and then things get a little dicey. I think a lot of underperformances from there, but
no Dylan Cruz anymore.
No Dylan Cruz. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he was heating up before his IL stint. So I like Smith-Shawver. I'm okay with Kirby. Obviously, I don't think that there's going to be – he didn't throw a lot of pitches. He's making his season debut. So I can't see a scenario where he's like just suddenly throwing 85, 90 pitches. I don't think that's going to happen.
He only got up to 64 in his final rehab start. So
yeah, so like 70, 75, somewhere in that ballpark seems likely.
Yeah, if you want to even use like in a bad example, like Hayden Birdsong, right, made his first start of the year on the Tuesday slate or the Tuesday slate, right? And he had only thrown 60.
You're right on, Tuesday.
Yeah, and then he got up to 80 in that start, right? So like if they're saying they ramped him to 64, 80 is the limit, maybe that's something that we can work around. Good to see the velocity there, 97.5 miles an hour.
I would say it isn't the best example. I know what you're saying, only because Kirby's returning from an injury.
Sure. Yeah, no, for sure. I don't think they would obviously have him come back too soon, by any stretch. I imagine like he is good to go. I don't think he's throwing 65 pitches tomorrow. I think there's going to be an increase to that.
Yeah, but I think I would say somewhere in the 70s would probably be my guess. Sure. I don't know if that's enough for me to go there. Like, I know Jack Flaherty hasn't been good, but I would just rather pitch Jack Flaherty because of the strikeouts, and he'll be popular because of the strikeouts in general.
Yeah.
Even throughout these struggle fests that he has been on, he has missed a lot of bats in between hard contact and home runs and stuff. So I think Ass and Flaherty are probably the two most popular pairings, and then it's anyone's guess because it's a barren position afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Bibby's got a really tough matchup against Detroit. We do think Tanner Bibby is like a good pitcher, but
Yeah.
Detroit's really good. Giolito got hammered, pitched well, gets hammered, pitches well. But again, I don't think this game plays with the weather that is expected to be hitting Boston this weekend here. We have Carlos Rodriguez getting promoted to make a start. Wasn't great. Let's see.
Last year. He was good this year at AAA.
Yeah. Good at AAA, bad last year at the major league level. But gets Pittsburgh, so there's at least a silver lining there. They're a bad team. $7K for him. Frustrating for me as a Bubba Chandler manager.
Yeah.
They sent down, how do we figure this one out? Malinsky, something like that.
It's Jin.
Oh yeah, it's not even close, right? It's like not even like an M sound.
Yeah,
Baczynski. Well, they demoted him, and instead of calling up Chandler, called up Mike Burrows. Mike Burrows is making the start here. He is a $6,200 pitcher. Gets Milwaukee. You have Lance McCullers versus Seattle, who hasn't been any good. So, yeah, your guess is as good as mine, really, when it comes to the bottom tier here.
Honestly, I do suspect possibly Rodriguez or Burrows get a bunch of ownership, and maybe both, right? They're just like cheap pitchers on a pretty bad slate that are in pretty good spots. Milwaukee has been a bad offense. Pittsburgh's been an awful offense. Why not take a shot on one of those guys, right? And, so you can spend up on Boston bats if that game plays, or you can spend up on Atlanta bats. You can spend up on Seattle bats. Like, or Detroit if you want, like whatever you really want. Jose Ramirez, if you want a home run, like Jose Ramirez against Flaherty could be your cup of tea. So I think there's a lot to kind of like about just taking a shot on Rodriguez or Burrows. Burrows being cheaper could be the better option, but yeah. Rodriguez does have the better spot.
Great. All right, let's move on over to catcher. Again, it's a smaller slate, could be even smaller, so kind of picking where you want to go. You've been riding the Drake Baldwin train, and successfully. Hasn't played in a few games, maybe a spot where he plays now.
No, didn't play in the one because the Wednesday slate got rained out.
Sure, got rained out. Good call there. Kyle Raleigh, obviously $5,600, ton of power, homered. Is there another spot that you'd look to go here?
I mean, you could also play William Contreras, who's been really good lately, if you wanted to. He's obviously been pretty bad for a good player. I would say I'm most comfortable getting to Baldwin here at $4,000. Trevor Williams can't get lefties out. That's been a story as old as time, right?
Yeah.
Trevor Williams not being able to get lefties out. So I like Baldwin at 4K. Rutschman hit the home run, but it was righty from the right side. That's all he can do. He can only hit from the right side. And then you just drop down. Narvaez has been good for Boston. He's been really good for Boston. You can play Narvaez if that game plays.
Probably the next three, right? Or next four, basically, right? I mean, Kirby's on the mound, but we don't know how long.
Yeah.
Bart versus Rodriguez, Carantini versus Kirby again right there.
Yep.
You've kind of passively mentioned Bo Naylor a few times during this season.
Yeah, just for power. He's a power.
And but who's he facing? He's facing Jack Flaherty, right?
It's
so,
true.
If there's you wanted a small slate, cheap home run from a catcher, maybe Bo Naylor can get it done for you there. I mean, otherwise, I wouldn't really know what to go. If Connor Wong is starting, I guess maybe you could throw a punt there.
Yeah, just punt. Yeah, punt Connor Wong. That's fine.
First base, Matt Olson talked lefties against Williams. They probably have a pretty decent amount of BVP against each other since there's the Nationals Braves.
Olson,
I only say that half jokingly. Like, they have only ever played against each other in the same division, so there's probably some decent BVP with that. But
Olson played for the A's for a while.
Sure. I think Williams was at Pittsburgh though before he was at Washington, wasn't he?
Yeah,
if I remember that correctly. So he's at least faced a lot of the NL East there. So you have Olson, Torque, and Manzardo. Again, don't think Baltimore's playing, but Giolito's been bad. You have O'Hearn there. Nathaniel Lowe, even though he likes Smith Shawver.
Dude, I wouldn't skip past Rhys Hoskins either. Rhys Hoskins has been pretty good. This has easily been Rhys Hoskins' best season in some time.
Yeah, hot run for him right now.
Yeah, he's up to 300 on the year. If you ever told me going into the back half of May that, sorry, I just got distracted by a JT Realmuto home run.
Hey.
Rhys Hoskins would be hitting 300 at this point of the year. It'd be like, yeah, he must have played like 8 games and then got hurt or something, not starting every day and just raking. But yeah, I think Olsen, Manzardo, Hoskins for me above 4K, and O'Hearn, as you mentioned.
Sure. Value range, Colt Keith's $2,800.
Yeah, he's
Garrett
yeah,
Cooper
he's
called up. Not released.
No, he no longer has a team.
Released. Is it just Keith? Is that just it? Horwitz?
Probably. That's probably it.
Okay. Second base, we go then. Bregman up at the top, but again, don't know if that game is going to play or not. Polanco, Seattle versus Houston is interesting just because it might be the only game that plays, and McCullers has been back. So
just a 1-game slate,
right? Like, I mean, that's not true. I think one of these rain games, we looked at the weather, it was like done by noon, but it's Seattle.
Detroit. It was Detroit.
Yeah.
It was the Detroit game.
Yeah, so that game's inside at least. Got that going.
Yeah, have that going for us. Yeah, I like Bregman. Polanco looks pretty poor at the plate, but like great spot. You could play Glaber in any matchup. You could play Terang.
Albies actually does have the best BVP of the team, believe it or not, against Trevor Williams. Not that you care about that, but considering it's Albies on the wrong side of his split, he actually has the best numbers there. So
hits in 6 straight. Wrong side of the split, though.
Yeah, which is why I thought it was weird that he actually has
the
best BVP on the team against him. But obviously Altuve is there. Jackson Holiday would be a great play if that game was to actually get going. Arias, Schneemann, one of those two against Flaherty is doable. That might be it at second.
Holiday, Schneemann, Luis Garcia.
Let's see here. Third base. Spin it up. Got Flaherty versus Ramirez at 58. Riley versus Williams at 46. Paredes off a double dong day at 4K against Kirby.
Dude, he was so good. He was so good. He's been really good lately too. A lot of power for Isaac Paredes, which we saw for like quite a long time.
Yeah.
And
it was power versus righty, right? Like that was, he wasn't really like a lefty righty guy. He's a power versus righty pull hitter. And homered off of your Bradley.
Yeah. So. And then homered off the bullpen. Like he was just super effective and is just kind of like back. 4K is too cheap. I would basically play Paredes up. Like any of those options you could talk me into.
Okay. Below Paredes, you have McKinstry, obviously a lefty there against Bybee. Small slate, maybe you look at like a Brian Hayes or something like that, but not really else here at the value tier.
Jose Tena, if you're not playing Smith Shawver.
Sure.
He's been better.
Shortstop. Abrams 54, Gunners 45, but again, don't know if that game is going to play. Pena, Crawford at 36 is certainly interesting.
I mean, dude, it's hard not to play Gunner at that price if that game plays. Like it's just hard. Yeah. It's just hard,
especially against the way Giolito's gone off and on here.
Yeah, like I would not be afraid to pay $5,400 for CJ Abrams because of how good he's been, especially in the power department. I think we've finally gotten to the point where he's giving us enough power. We know the speed's there, but he's giving enough power to like pay off this price.
Yeah.
But I really like Smith Shawver. But I obviously I wouldn't be afraid to play anyone from like power bat like Abrams and or Wood. But Gunner, I like the McKinstry eligibility now that he has shortstop eligibility. I think that's great. They'll hit him in the middle of their order. Pena's looked really good as the leadoff hitter. Obligatory JP Crawford shout.
Sure. IKF's back if you wanted to get that in there in your lineup.
He plays baseball.
Yep. Anything else at short?
No.
Okay. Outfield, O'Neill Cruz, your top price at $6,000 here. J-Rod's been heating up. Got him at $5K again.
He has been good away from Seattle. So it's a good spot. It's a good spot against McCullers, who just, hasn't pitched since 2022. Maybe McCullers will get better, but the velocity is the concern. There's none of it.
Yeah. Any other guys in this top half for you?
I would play James Wood. Riley Green looks good. Rosarena, I always impartial. I think he powerful dude. You could play Randy.
Yeah.
Mullins has looked really good of late. I'd play Mullins, Ozuna, Javi Baez in a stack. Carpenter looks good. I think Chorizo is just. That's just so cheap. He's been terrible, but he's so cheap.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yelich also down here. I mean, they're calling this kid up. Like he could melt on the mound, So
yep, it's true.
Bauer, same thing. Bauer's outfield only eligible now. Frelick, 39. Verdugo against Williams leading off.
We'll get Ref Snyder in the lineup.
Dude, Ref Snyder will be in the lineup. We joked. I mocked Ref Snyder being in against Chris Sale, and then he homered. So it's just what he does, man. He's just there to hit lefties.
He does just hit lefties. It's kind of what he's done.
A couple guys that are probably too cheap because they've struggled with Reynolds and Harris at $3,500 each.
Yep. Wouldn't be afraid to play, and I wouldn't be afraid to play either of those two.
No. And then Cam Smith, $3,100.
Yeah, Cam Smith. Whoa, $100 price bump.
$100 price bump.
After 0 for 4 Golden Sombrero, but it's all good. Heston is down there.
Yeah, Collins.
Akil Baddoo. Yep, shout out.
All right, that's probably it. All right, let's see how we can put together a lineup here.
Shawver Flaherty.
I said, do we just bite the Shawver Flaherty bullet here?
Mm-hmm.
Go down and go Bart, I guess, or Bart. 4,100. Do we have a clear spend that you wanted?
I don't think so. But
Gunner, Seattle? Do we try to play Seattle? I guess
Gunner.
I just don't.
It's not even a spend.
Packing was just not going to play. I mean, I understand we're talking it may play. It's gonna 100% rain on weather.com and 50+ mile-an-hour winds through. So, we can build with it. I just don't see that game happening.
Okay, weatherman John.
I don't know what to say. Weather.com. I'll share the screen. I'll just show what I'm looking.
I believe you. I believe you.
I'm sure you did. But you're calling into question my side hustle here. As
well, it's definitely. It hasn't just been me. The people have been.
It's true. They've been upset. I get it. I hear you. Yeah. I mean, I would say this should I go share the tab. So 91% from noon, 22 miles an hour is just the average wind. 100%, 99%, goes all the way through the next day. So we'll see a Friday night for maybe some baseball, but I just do not see how this game plays tomorrow. This is just not good for ball. So we'll see what happens. First base, shortstop. Let's see, Crawford again. I honestly think it might just be a Seattle stack day. I feel like we got to get Rowley in that lineup then. If we do Crawford, Rodriguez, Rowley, and then Rowdy, 4-stack it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You seem less enthused, but I don't know where else to go. I don't know what to do.
I just know 5,600 is just so expensive for a position that.
But he is different. He's different. He's not. He's got 16. He's got more. He's Ohtani at the catcher position. He's got 16.
Well, where's the value? Is the
I mean, what did you say? Tenna was a second baseman at 24. Just you were playing Shawver, yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
That's yeah.
But I think there's going to be zeros on this slate, right? like there's going to be zeros. Outfield, we had probably a value outfielder here. Where's our guy? Where's Smith?
Cam Smith,
3K. That gives us 4,600 a player. We'll go. Let's go Paredes, and then we got a $5,200 outfielder, Riley Green, or Randy Rosarena. Go with the full stack of probably just this then. That's $400. Can we get off Rowdy? Is there anything different there? 34. $4,100 of first baseman. I mean, is there anything here that you would rather play? I guess is my question. Would you rather get up to Matt Olson and get a $3,300 or something or other?
Jesus took the wheel, and
I'm just asking. Well, because we went in a direction. I don't know where else to go with one game most likely not playing. Like I don't know what to do. Yeah, but if you have input, feel free to speak your mind. $5,400. Riley Green.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. Can we get off Tenna? What does second base look like with this? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Not one damn thing. Not one damn thing. I don't know. Again, it's ugly, but fortunately, Grande's on your playbook, so he'll solve this problem for you. AJ Smith, Shawver, Flaherty, Rowley, Keith, Tenna, Paredes, Crawford, J-Rod, Smith in green with $600 left over. It's going to be a messy 5-game slate. We'll be back. No live show for this one here on Thursday. We'll have the preview show for Friday and a live show again on Friday. Good luck, everybody. If you need help with the early slate, get us in the Discord. We'll catch you later.